So I've spoken with a few people about this fearing God that we have been talking about from Isaiah 8:13 and 14, and actually large parts of the Bible talk about fearing God, this respect, this awe, this amazement, this acknowledgement of His incredible power and how different He is from us, and how mighty He is compared to us. So there is a healthy fear of God that we spoke about, I think, yesterday. And it's interesting that there are a lot of people, even believers, who do not like that idea of fearing God. It's so interesting. I mean, let's just take a look at, okay, like parenting. Okay, consider parenting, because God uses this image of our Heavenly Father. So I think it's a very valid parallel to use. So many people will tell you today that you're supposed to be like the best buddy of your child, and this is so wrong. I mean, obviously, you need to love them the most in the world. They need to know that no one loves them as you do, as you are a parent, and you shouldn't love anyone beyond them but God and your spouse, of course. And yet, they need to know. Your kids need to know, it's important for them to know that if they do something stupid, there will be consequences. They need to know this, and you need to teach this to them. And we as parents, this is very important. They do something stupid, there will be consequences. It's going to get painful in some way. They're going to lose some privilege. They're going to face something. It's happening. And this is important because it prepares them for adult life. Because adult life is such, you do something stupid, there are consequences. You cannot just fool around and expect, for things to just, go by without any consequences. Life doesn't work that way. And of course, your children need security, and that's where you start from. You create the greatest security possible when they are babies, but then you are on a journey with them as a parent. And you're giving them more responsibility, and they are more and more answerable for their failures, and that's how it works. And we human beings, when we form societies, we actually do very well. We know very well how to function in a world of responsibilities and actions and consequences. We are very good at that. Actually, that's how we work the best, where there are responsibilities, there are actions, and there are consequences for those actions. We have a much harder time when we do not know that our decisions have weight. Then we cannot figure out what to do and what not to do, and we become destructive. That is basically what you are communicating to your child. Either that there are consequences or that there are. Now, a bad father or bad mother will communicate that there are no consequences. And then the kid grows up and, they don't know how to be an adult. And that would be terrible. So God is not a bad parent. And that's what we're talking about when we speak about the fear of God. Because God is not a bad parent. And he says, specifically in Galatians 6:7, for example, be not deceived, God is not mocked. Whatever a man sows, that he will reap. Okay, so there are consequences in the world of God. He communicates to us very clearly that this will happen. This is not a threat. It's a way that he helps us. He tells us how the world works. A parent is like this with their child. If they are wanting to raise a healthy child. This understanding of certain consequences is the fear of God that we're talking about. That God will deal with me when I am stupid, when I am hurtful, you understand what I'm saying. So this is not something to despise. This is not something to demean. This is not something to get offended at as a believer. This is something to be grateful for. We are his children, and he treats us as a good parent. So God bless your day. I hope that's a good start for the day and a good meditation.